Being strong and independent is fun. Until you realize you're almost 30, alone, and not married.
So you think if a boy is boyfriend material, you're gonna make him wait?
Yeah, of course.
Every time?
Every time.
Have you ever not?
No.
Never?
No.
Never. And do they all end up your boyfriend?
Basically.
I'm supposed to stop being crazy. How? How?
What's your greatest sin?
I my best friend's boyfriend.
Why'd you do it?
They were okay with it, but then after the fact, it kind of got awkward.
They told you that they were fine with it?
Yes.
What's your greatest sin?
I cheated on my boyfriend with his childhood best friend, and now we're dating.
Does the old boyfriend know?
Yeah, he does. He found out through Instagram.
She belongs to the streets.
The fifth wave of feminism is here, and it's going to change the world as we know it. My prediction, this is going to be a counter movement to the fourth wave, where women start embracing their femininity instead of tearing down masculinity. Cool, women have joined men in the workforce, but now they've realized that they've lost sight of the things that actually make them strong women, like their warmth, their love, and their ability to nurture the people in their lives. They're realizing that they're now in debt to sexual liberation and hookup culture. It ruined them. And now they're realizing that competing with men resulted in no fulfillment whatsoever. They just serve their male boss instead of the man in their home. All for what? 12 weeks of paid maternity leave? Yeah, you could keep that. Feminism destroyed the traditional family and the natural dynamics between men and women. And now women are waking up. We're going to see a fifth wave. And the women that lead it will be the ones that recognize masculinity maintains society, while femininity maintains life. Welcome to the fifth wave, my guys.
It sounds good on paper, but the system, the entire world, is just getting started on feminism. A few masculine women pretending to be feminine in the USA isn't going to change that, but I do see a new wave of women using this movement to trick men into supporting their Patreon and subscriber count. Just another form of OnlyFans, except this time it is in sexual satisfaction, but rather one woman playing mommy to a slew of duped fools.
Mission is like he's your boss. So your boss can take your opinion into account, but at the end of the day, he has the final say. And men don't feel like they're respected if you don't give them the final say. Like they don't want a woman that they have to argue with all the time.
Yeah, but you don't have to argue with a man to get your point across. If you're with a loving, respectful man who hears you and values you, he's always going to listen to you.
But he can hear you and listen to you and still tell you no.
Okay.
So that's,
but just
that's
because
the whole point.
if he tells me no, it depends. Like there's certain things that I might be like, okay, cool, I'll submit to you because I would say I'm definitely a traditional woman. And
are you a virgin?
Sorry,
I'm saying, how are you a traditional woman is a 22-year-old virgin?
You can see her hesitation the minute she heard the word no. Many women say that they are traditional wives until they don't get what they want, until their manipulation stops working. This new wave of anti-feminists has just gotten extremely good at these techniques to maintain their own survival and offspring. Same concepts, but as we know, nothing new under the sun. The can has already been opened and most women aren't going back.
Are you gonna ask me the same questions they did?
Of course not. I'm gonna keep it different with you.
The tone.
Hello.
Keep it different with you. Toxic vibes, low key.
Toxic vibes, low key.
Girl, you need low key.
What? So you're saying you want to be the special girl already after I've only just met you?
Not to you, to someone else maybe.
What if I do want you to be the special girl?
You're just looking at the wrong place.
I feel like I'm looking at the right person.
No.
I'm loving the eye contact you're giving me right now. And her eyes are absolutely amazing. Are you single?
I am.
What's the craziest excuse you used to leave a guy's house?
It's like my mom's calling or something.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Why did you want to leave his house?
I think it was just boring. Yeah, we weren't doing anything fun. We're just sitting. There's nothing special.
I feel like if we were together, we would get up to fun things.
What would we be doing?
We could be doing some exercise together.
Exercise. I love exercising.
Really, I've been lacking a bit. Like I feel like I need to do some exercise right now.
Oh, same.
Let's just go right now.
Between TikTok and all these other social media platforms, women think they will get Instagram famous so they can start an OnlyFans. They go along with these strange street interviews, but the riz is as simple as pretending to be social media famous. Holding a microphone camera is the same as pulling up in a nice car. Don't be a jester spitting game, be a man on his purpose, fulfilling your dreams.
Sam Smith, he, they, them, she, whatever he currently calls himself, she does, they
yes.
whatever they. You see, I can't call one person they.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. There's only one of
Because
them.
you can't get your head around it.
They can't either because they keep
grammatically
changing
incorrect.
their minds what they are.
No, it's not their problem. It's your problem.
Well, if I said my pronoun was hottest man alive, if that was my genuine pronoun, would you feel obliged to call me that every day? Hey, hottest man alive? No, you wouldn't, would you? No. So, in other words, it all depends who decides what they want to be called. Why do we have to call Sam Smith they?
Because we're respecting their
So why don't you respect
choice.
me? That's my choice.
When do I have to
it's
call
my
you?
choice.
When do I have to call you?
I want to be called hottest man alive.
Hottest man alive.
Yes,
all the time.
That is my choice, and I demand you respect it.
He's obviously confused. I'm not sure he would agree with you as defining him as confused.
He wouldn't, obviously.
What do you mean he?
Them, they,
Hey, Paula,
she.
hang on. You just misgendered Sam Smith.
At the end of the day, these conversations are emotional distractions from their real agendas. They use these talking points to promote emotional bias on either end. In the real world, none of it matters. You treat your neighbor with respect, and they to you. There are lame people in every race, gender, politics. Doesn't mean you have to burn down the community. Divide and conquer is their motto.
Serial killers like Ted Bundy.
Does your mom say you have to be LGBT? No, I think she's what I want to be, but Go
ahead, Lex. Go ahead. Keep talking. Say what you're saying.
My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. And if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it.
What? Are you saying right now?
Facts.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA plus community.
That's crazy. You saw the mom's reaction? A kid is not going to say something like that just because he thinks about that. Even a kid is sitting there saying, dude, my mom just wants to be part of this organization, right? There's a problem here. There's this parent, I don't know if you've seen this one, let me see this one if I can find. You have to see this one. I'll find a clip to show it to you. But you see a book like this, you see what happens. It gives credibility to parents. Tom, what are your thoughts when you see something like this?
Look, the price of free speech is free speech. That's my first thought. And my second thought is each organization, each group is going to publish books that it wants to read. And LGBTQ, they're going to publish books they want to read and books for their kids. And that's the long and short of it. I feel, like
does it make you feel uncomfortable? I'm curious.
Yeah, it does. You see,
even right now, but even
the kid in the video, it kind of exposes the feeling. His mom is telling him one thing, but he's feeling a different thing, and there's some conflict in that kid.
But just thinking about even giving your thoughts on it, do you feel uncomfortable?
Well, yeah, because nowadays, I am the unprotected enemy, a white male, Canadian descent though may I be. If I say anything too much, I will catch the most heat. So I never moderate or lie about my positions, but I'm very careful about expressing them.
I'll just say one thing. To use the alphabet analogy, there's nothing wrong with being gay. And before we go down this rabbit hole of like, these guys are anti-gay, if that's who you are as an adult, God bless you. We have gay friends, lesbian friends, all good. Like, I'm very vocal. I go out in South Beach. I know they're all out there.
The Roberts decision says you can marry.
Do what you got to do. But I think the resounding effort from at least our narrative is like, leave the goddamn kids alone with this kind of stuff. Specifically, the fact that Rob pointed out that this book is aimed at 3rd grade and under. So what is that? 8 years and under? So what are you talking? 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds? Why is sex and gender and identity and all this even a thing at this age? Now, we can have the argument or conversation of, well, when do you start teaching these kind of things? Is it middle school? Is it high school? Do the kids talk amongst themselves? Should it be a class? Should it be books? Should it be the free market? But I think we're all in agreement that kindergartners should not be figuring it out if they're bi or not. That's not a thing that they should be developing at that age. Like, for instance, when I was in kindergarten, I wanted to be a dinosaur. Okay? So if someone was like, it's okay to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex, that's who you are on the inside. It's like, okay, at what point does it go to, all right, I want to be Peter Pan, I want to be a cowboy in Indian, I want to be an athlete, I want to be a princess. When does reality and fantasy kind of take over, especially when you're a kid, because you have wild imaginations? And I think it's just leave the kids alone.
This really is sad. Identity politics shouldn't enter the brain of a child under the age of 15 minimum. This mother is robbing her child of freedom of thought and creativity. At that age, I was exploring the woods, sword fighting and wrestling with buddies in the sandbox. Kids growing up with programming forced upon them with no chance to develop their individuality and critical thinking. Scary times.